Breaking news into rivals.com. And if you're joining us on YouTube or social media, I think you know where Noah Grubbs may be headed. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish land the Rivals 100 quarterback prospect over the weekend. We've got Noah here joining us. We've got his quarterback trainer, Baylin Trujillo, also joining us to break this thing down. But the floor is yours first, Noah. Congratulations on Notre Dame. Why the Irish?
I mean, I went through all the spring visits and all the places that I wanted to see, and the Irish is the only place that really put a special place in my heart. And I just thought to myself, what would randomly change my decision? What would make another team jump the Irish? And the answer was really nothing. There was nothing to go in front of the Irish. So at this level now, and it's time to start making decisions earlier, and I'm ready to start making this decision and make my class better.
Noah, you've always been a confident guy, one who's kind of, in his own lane and understanding of that. You kind of mentioned it there. Why was it important for you to lock in on this decision early with Notre Dame?
Yeah, I think at the QB position it's a little bit different obviously nowadays that it's better to make the decision early to be able to build the class behind you. And I think me in this 26 class at Notre Dame is going to be something special.
I want to go to Baylin here. Obviously, you were at South Bend with Noah earlier in the process, but in general, what's Notre Dame getting in a Noah Grubbs, and how do you feel the fit is accomplished?
Yeah, I think that Notre Dame did an awesome job in the recruiting process. Those guys, Coach Bowden, Coach Gino, Coach Freeman, I mean, those guys blow my phone up every week about Noah. And it's been the consistent factor since we left there back in September when they played Ohio State. And I'll just never forget like that moment of sharing that with Noah, being in South Bend for the first time together. And I'll never forget, I told his dad when we were leaving the place, said, this is the school for Noah. And it's arguably the best school that I've ever been to. I've been to a lot of different campuses, and all of them have their unique special gifts to why a lot of recruits want to go there. But man, there was just something about being at Notre Dame and the tradition that it has, and just everything that you talk about when it comes to a national brand. That fits Noah, and I believe Noah's made for the big stage, and I believe because Notre Dame is who they are, and the fact that they're on TV every single week, you're putting yourself in a position where, hey, you go out there and you win a couple games or you win a couple championships, you're putting yourself in a position where you're going to go to the NFL, which is the ultimate dream. So I believe Notre Dame, with all the recognition, the tradition, and the history there, and knowing who Noah is as a quarterback and developing him since he was in eighth grade, I know he's made for that stage and he's ready to put Notre Dame back to where they were. And we see that they have a top 5, top 10 class every single year. I know they're waiting for a big trigger man to come in and be a consistent factor, not just always rely on the transfer portal or, a big name. I mean, he's coming in and I think he's ready to compete early on. And I believe with his skill set, the fact that he's able to make every throw on the field look effortless. He's able to command an offense. He's able to learn quick. He's learned at a young age from some of the biggest names in football with Darren Hinshaw and Tyson Hinshaw and his dad. I think that by learning the football at an early age from the IQ standpoint, I mean, he's ready now. I think he can compete in a lot of people's quarterback room in the country right now in college, and he's only a sophomore now going into his junior year in high school. So I think he's ready for the moment, which is why he's ready to start this class in the recruiting and helping Notre Dame, build some attention and some momentum going into the 26th class. And I think he's now one of 3 quarterbacks in the top 25, top 10 that are actually now committed in his class. So I think this is a big stage for him, and I think he's ready for it and he's prepared for it.
Yeah, Notre Dame's got the number 1 class in 2025 right now, and certainly the 26th class just got a huge jolt with you on board. Noah, take us back to that visit. First time in South Bend, night game, Ohio State. We all remember watching that game, crazy finish to that game. What do you remember from that first impression, and how much of that stuck with you through this verbal commitment?
Yeah, I mean, even before the game, just walking around all the facilities, I just felt like a certain type of way. And then we got to the game and just the atmosphere and the tradition of Notre Dame, just a special place it is. I mean, once they scored, like people getting thrown in the air, it's just like you could tell that that whole town is about that team. And like there's nothing else around that town but to cheer on the Notre Dame football. So.
What about your interaction with the coaches, Marcus Freeman in particular? How'd it go down when you let him know, hey, I want to be your next quarterback? Take us, sort of behind the scenes there.
Yeah, obviously they can't call me at this time, so I had to make the call, and I just told them what I said in the beginning that I visited all the places I wanted to see, and Notre Dame was the only place that really had a special feeling to me. And I asked if he could respectfully take my commitment, and he said it'd be an honor. So, I mean, it's great to hear something like that from a place like at Notre Dame when he's the head coach. He's a very good guy, very genuine guy, and I can't wait to play under his name.
We asked Coach. Let's ask you now, Noah. What is Notre Dame getting in Noah Grubbs?
They're getting a guy that's going to be a leader, not only on, but off the field as well. They're getting a guy that's going to be able to run the offense. I'm going to try going in there, work early, get in there early, try to fight for a spot, and someone that's going to lead this class behind me.
What does the recruiting pitch look like besides, hey, come catch passes with me or block for me beyond the on the field, like you said? What is your pitch going to be to fellow 26 recruits and beyond?
I mean, just to show them what Notre Dame has to offer. You go around campus, everything looks like it's in spot, just a beautiful place it is. But I mean, not everything's just about football. It's just like I could show them the life after football that Notre Dame has to offer, and that they're just gonna have to realize that not all the universities around have that to offer.
Noah Grubbs, the newest Notre Dame verbal commitment, joining us. Of course, quarterback, Lake Mary High School in the Orlando area. Look, Noah, you're 6'5", almost 200 pounds or so. We like the skill set now. Where do you get better? And then Baylin jump in after. Where is there room to take the next step? Because, 49 touchdowns, 4-year starter when all is said and done is great, but the improvement before college is obviously important as well.
Yeah, I mean, especially at the QB position, but in football in general, in life in general, there's always work to improve. So I mean, I can always improve on reading defenses, and every year I just want the game to get slower and slower for me, so it's easier every year. But you can always improve on reading defenses, footwork, your accuracy, everything, especially at the quarterback position. You always have room to improve.
Yeah, and as his trainer, I mean, I've gotten to see his development. I mean, he's always had the high ceiling from his IQ standpoint, learning again at a young age the game of football and being taught it the right way. And then obviously me getting him his 8th grade year when he had no quarterback development, just a great arm, and telling his dad and himself the first day I trained him, I said, look, you trust my process with his development, he will be the top quarterback in the country. And I knew it. And I mean, look, here we are now committed to Notre Dame, and he's number 3 in rivals, and I believe he's still climbing. And we don't know how this thing's going to shape out at the end, but I do believe he's at the top, if not the top of the class, in the 26 class. So, and even in the country right now, if you want to be honest with you, with his arm talent. But there's always room to grow. I don't think you're ever stop learning, whether it's in the classroom, on the field, from a leadership standpoint. Like, there's so many different ways you can really help your area as a quarterback as a whole. And I think for Noah, I think obviously he's got that arm talent. He can sit in the pocket, deliver the ball. I'm making sure he's more comfortable on the run, using his feet when he has to. I think that's a lot of things that he wasn't able to show last year in his film is, hey, can he extend plays when he needs to, or can he get the first down with his legs if it's 3rd and 6, or what the case may be. But if you also watch his film, and I take pride in this, and I love it, and I love when these coaches ask me these questions, can he do it? I'm going to say, well, I hope he's never in a situation that he needs to, because he already knows where he's throwing the ball before the ball's even snapped, because he already knows the defense and what they're trying to do. So if you watch his film, that ball's out of his hand in three seconds or less, which is how we always dictate how quarterbacks read defenses, especially with the T and 7-on-7 and stuff like that. You see that the timing means everything. And Noah has such a great anticipation, and he's a reactive player. And I think that's what separates himself from a lot of these guys, is he understands the game of football. And so when you have that, chances are you're probably not extending plays unless your offensive line is terrible, which he had a really good offensive line last year. He got touched one time in 13 games, once in 13 games, which is unheard of, especially in high school. And again, it's a testament to his offensive line, but also a testament to Noah knowing, hey, I know where to go with this ball before it's even snapped, because I understand what's happening behind the scenes and why a play call is being called, and where my spots are and where my reads are, where my read keys are, and seeing if it's a field blitz, a boundary blitz, it's the safety rotations, are they even, are they not in the second level? And, so there's so many different things that he understands and he's learned over the years in his process of development, that the game is just so easy for him. And going back to his commitment with Coach Freeman, I think, again, we talked about it earlier, and something that stuck out to me, especially being his trainer and helping him through this process, because I traveled the country with him, is what Marcus Freeman did when we were at the game against Ohio State, when he literally had commitments there and guys that he was high on their board. And I mean, he's the only 26 kid that was actually invited to that game, the only one on College game day. And Marcus Freeman literally walked right up to Noah and me. We're standing there waiting in line to watch him. And he literally cut everybody, went right up to Noah and said, "Hey, we got you here. Now, what can we do to keep you here?" And I think when he said that, I knew we knew the magnitude of that because, again, he's only a 26 kid. He just got offered. But, I mean, guys, when it comes to recruiting, I think relationships matter and the statements that you make matter and how you present yourself. And do you live up to what you're saying matters when it comes to college coaches? And they've been the exact same way the whole entire time through Noah's process. So I think that helped his decision, obviously, to where we are today. And I recommend all the guys listening and all my quarterbacks that I train, especially, guys that were competing with Noah in these same kind of colleges like Brady Hart and stuff. Hey, go where you are valued and where you're number one on the board, not just an option, but the option. And I know Notre Dame has treated Noah that way the entire time. They've never wavered from that. And I know that because they communicate with me all the time. And so I'm just super excited that this is even happening and that Noah is a committed Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And they're getting a special talent that I believe will be in the NFL one day.
And Noah, for you, two more from me. What was it like to get that offer and then realize, hey, I am a priority guy. I am maybe number one on the board, and kind of confirming that all the way to now verbally committing and trusting what you've heard from that group?
Yeah, I mean, me and Coach Gino started a relationship about a year ago when I was at the camp over the summer. And I really wasn't expecting an offer then. But then once I got pulled into the head coach's office, then he offered me, and then everything like just shocked my world then. Like me and my dad were like happy on the car ride back to the airport. And then from now to then, me and Coach Gino we're just we just been building a relationship ever since. So we're on the phone every week, and obviously I have to call him, but we're just building a relationship. Not everything's just about football, but just about life in general, and be able to talk to a coach like at Notre Dame, a special place it is, just about life and like anything. Like we could talk about anything we want. That's just how comfortable we are to each other. And to be able to have a coach like that by your side that you're going to be under his wing in a couple of years is something special.
No doubt about it. And the last question I have will be for you, Noah. Floor is yours again. What message do you have for Notre Dame fans that might be seeing your face, seeing that logo on you for the first time? What should they know about you, and what message do you have for them?
They all just need to know that me and this 26 class are definitely coming.
Short and to the point. There he is, Noah Grubbs, blue chip quarterback, now going to rock the blue and gold at Notre Dame.